A new strut will be in place on the Auckland Harbour Bridge in the next few days after a freak accident on Friday morning caused serious structural damage. Strong winds struck two trucks travelling in opposite directions on Friday. One was lifted into the air and blown across two lanes, and another was thrown into the air, striking the strut, twisting it out of shape and causing bolts to shear away. Four lanes of the bridge have been out of action since then, causing major delays in both directions. But the NZTA says Aucklanders have heeded the message to work from home, take public transport or use the alternative Western Ring route. Now, joining us now from the bottom of the Harbour Bridge is our reporter Nita Blake-Persen. Nita, bring us up to date. How is traffic there now?
It's still at a standstill, Lisa. We are on the corner of Sarsfield Street and the Shelley Bay off-ramp, and so this is traffic which is actually trying to get off the Harbour Bridge, which is now merging with much of that traffic trying to get onto the Harbour Bridge. It is at a total standstill. We've just been speaking to one driver who's also a teacher trying to get home, and as the traffic crawls along, limps along, she's managing to catch up on her marking. So no one is going very fast, very far, very fast, and some people, residents, have picked up on what a trouble that is. I'm joined by Sue Mihaki, who is a nearby resident. She has been doing her civic duty, trying to tell people about the Curran Street on-ramp, which is closed and a huge cause of tonight's chaos. Sue, can you tell me how that's been going for you?
Well, it's been an interesting night. I came out for an evening walk and instead find myself being a traffic warden, something I never thought I would do. But it appears that it's the only way to get this moving is for us locals to take matters into our own hands. And so we've been holding up signs, walking up and down the street and redirecting the traffic ourselves.
And what have people been saying to you as you've been speaking to those motorists?
A lot are just totally bewildered, haven't got a clue what's going on, frustrated, angry, and one guy even gave me a bunch of messages to pass on to you asking Auckland Transport, what is going on? Where's the communication? It's just absolutely completely unnecessary. All it needed was signs in the right places and the streets could be moving.
Plenty of frustration. Thank you, Sue. We're hearing from a lot of motorists tonight. 2 hours they've been waiting to kind of travel a few hundred metres, and they are just fed up with waiting.
Good on Sue with her homemade sign there helping people out. Nita, how long do you reckon until there's a fix in place?
Well, the NZTA is telling us that good progress is being made. Earlier today, Brett Glidden from Waka Kotahi NZTA said teams have been working flat tack to try and get those repairs in place, temporary and long term. So tomorrow, it's hoped that they'll have a temporary fix. Here's what he had to say about that earlier today.
We now have a design for a temporary solution which will involve cutting and unbolting the damaged strut halfway up and installing new steel and attaching that to the bridge at the base. That new piece of steel is now in Auckland, came up from Taranaki. We have it in the manufacturing plant and it is being manufactured right now. So we're currently in the process of constructing that piece of steel. At the same time, we are still undertaking a third round of independent peer reviews to make sure that our calculations are correct. But provided they come out correct, which we're hopeful they will, we are planning to start the installation of that piece of steel from Tuesday night. So on Tuesday night, we will be closing the southbound direction of the Auckland Harbour Bridge and we will start the installation of that piece of steel. That might take us a couple of nights. Once we've done that, we will also need to do some real-life tests, which will involve taking some heavy vehicles up onto the Harbour Bridge to make sure that the bridge is performing as per the design. Once we have completed all of that and provided it passes all those tests, we are hopeful that we'll be able to open an additional lane in each direction for all traffic, including heavy vehicles on the main structure of the bridge.
So those repairs will be closing all southbound lanes on the bridge from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. tomorrow, but a longer term fix is a bit further off. Here's the NZTA again on how that's going to work.
As far as the permanent solution goes, we are now in the design phase for the permanent solution, undertaking the detailed design of that, sourcing the steel so that we can begin manufacture shortly. The challenge with the permanent solution, as I explained yesterday, is about redistributing the stresses back around onto the new strut around from the bridge, and that involves jacking the bridge or pushing the bridge to get tension back into that strut. So there's quite a lot of design work that has to go into that.
And so, Nita,
sorry, you go. No, the message just until those things are cleared up, avoid the bridge at all costs.
Yeah, so they're giving people advice on alternative routes, I take it?
The Western Ring route is the one that's being mainly promoted. Take that route or public transport. That was the hope of closing the Curran Street on-ramp tonight, was to give priority to those buses so public transport would get people to and from work faster. Failing that, work from home if you can. But the message loud and clear, stay away from the Auckland Harbour Bridge if you can.
Thanks, Nita. That's our reporter, Nita Blake-Persen. They're out on the main streets of Auckland, and it really is a bit of a gnarl up there. Locals helping with signs to redirect traffic.